First question, how do you move on from the disappointing result at the weekend and reset for such a big game, big cup game at the weekend?
Well, we move on straight away after the game. That was in the team talk. We cannot expect to be Athena as good as Rangers every single time we play them. I think overall we should be happy with our performance against them, but we were disappointed with our performance on Sunday. But saying that, we got a massive game, and that's our full focus should be in the game coming, opportunity to get into a final, and we cannot be too tough on ourselves because we were until last Sunday 25 games unbeaten. So domestically we've been outstanding, and we have to keep the belief because that's who we are. And if we now have doubts, then we could be in trouble in the next game. So yeah, very important to move on, and I think the girls are up for a good week of training ahead of a massive important game.
Just one more quickly. Hibs have got a history of success in this competition. Do you think that will make them a more challenging opponent going into this big cup fixture?
100%, I think so, yeah. This is a cup game. It's nothing to do with the league. It's only one game. In the league, you can always make up for results, but this is a one game, and they are good in the competition. You have in the main game, you have teams like Real Madrid who don't necessarily do well in the league, but then got the Champions League, and they're always in the semis, in the final. So this is a club that used to get to the finals, used to win finals, and we know that it's going to be very tough, even tougher than in the league. But we are confident, and we think if we play at our best, we have a chance of getting into the final.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Fran. I've got a quick question for Jodie before I go, if that's okay. Hi, Jodie.
Oh.
Hi. After the Rangers win in the cup to get to this big semi-final at the weekend, Kelly and I think Fran and people were talking about that this squad has big team game players who sort of step up, and your name springs to mind when I think of that. Does that resonate with you? And do you kind of look forward to the big occasion like this, or am I off the mark there?
No, I'd say you're spot on. I absolutely love the big games like that, especially derby games as well, let alone it being a quarterfinal. But yeah, I think there were a couple of, I think I saw a tweet of saying a big game player that I saw it puts a big smile on my face that other people see that. To be fair, in the huddle, Kel mentioned my name, telling me like step up, lead by example, get that aggression out, the kind of player you are, and let's all follow behind her. So yeah, absolutely revel in those sort of games. Love it.
And just quickly, you're also a player who, with Fran's set up, you've moved around a wee bit. In that game against Rangers in the quarterfinal, it really looked like you'd found some kind of really good flow with like linking up with the forward players. Is that somewhere where you're starting to feel really comfortable doing that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I've played quite a lot of positions under Fran, but yeah, it's I think sort of it in the setup that we're doing, a wing back probably suits me quite well because I've got an engine. I'm one of these weird people that just love running. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'd love to be up and down the wing all day long. Did that as a full back anyway, but it's nice to sort of be able to do that with more of an attacking responsibility, and as you say, linking up with those players. I think on the left hand side, myself and Jazz linked up really well, and I found Charlie on a couple of occasions. That's the first time I've played on the left as a wing back, and I actually really quite enjoyed it. So hopefully those are the sort of positions I might be taking up in the future.
Great, thank you so much, Jodie.
Thank you. Hopefully you get better soon as well.
Thank you.
And Raman here from Scottish Television. We were just speaking to Dean Smith there at Hibs, and he reckons there's not much between the two teams. Is that something you'd go along with?
Yeah, I agree with him. There is not. You saw in the league game, we won the game, but scoring in the 95th minute. I think we controlled most of the game, but in terms of the scoreline, it was 1-1. So yeah, he's right. There is not much between both teams. Also, I think the fact that it's a cup game gives them a plus because they are good in this competition. It's 90 minutes that for both teams away from the final, and they will be up for it. But I do trust my team, and I think if we play our football and we control, we stick to our game plan and control what we need to control, I think we got a good chance of getting into the final. I am confident, but I know it's going to be a very difficult game for sure.
Can I put that point to Jody, please? Obviously, the game at Hibs in September was quite a tight one.
Yeah, no, it was very, very tight. Only obviously winning in the last few minutes. But as Fran said, I think we controlled that game mostly. But you know, Hibs quite clearly love a cup. I don't quite understand how there's such a different feeling when there's a cup game compared to a league game. But some teams revel in a cup, some teams prefer a league. But you know, I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully, we're going to we've got a point to prove. It was very, very close, that game. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But you know, confident, got to be.
Obviously, a tough one to come away from the result on Sunday without getting anything. What do you think was different from the game where Celtic won in the League Cup as compared to the league game, and what can you learn from that game to take into this one against Hibs at the weekend?
I think the main difference was obviously we concede in the second minute. We make a mistake playing out and you know, outstanding finish. And that changed the whole game plan. Then you cannot frustrate the team that is already winning. You know, so it kind of worked the opposite. Considered early, you know, I think it damages a little bit our belief. And then, you know, live, I thought, like any game against Rangers, I thought we have clear chances. You know, in another day we could have a score, and then it would be like any other day. And the last 10 minutes we will see, because we are normally quite strong. But we miss the few chances we got, the clear ones we miss, and you know, I think overall they dominate the game. Live, I thought we were closer, but watching it back, you know, we lost most of the second battle, which we are normally very good at, and that for me was the key of the game. Conceding early, and you know, that probably damaged us a little bit mentally, and then you know, we didn't fight. I mean, attitude-wise, we were very good, like we always are. But we didn't win the second ball, and that was a bit different. So yeah, as I say, you cannot expect to be the Rangers every time, and you know, the previous 4 times we beat them all, which is very, very impressive. But you know, sometimes things don't go your way, especially when you concede in the second minute. But very important to move on. You know, we know we will lose some games. You cannot just win them all. We were 25 games before that one unbeaten. And it's very important that we know that we are a very good team, and you know, especially before a cup game, a semi-final, you know, we need to be confident, brave, and we need to keep building on how outstanding we have been for the last couple of years, and try to get our first final together, which is one of our dreams. And you know, I have all my faith in the guys that we will be able to do it if we play our football.
It's obviously been said that when it comes to a cup game, anything can happen. It's 90 minutes, and teams approach it very differently to how they approach league games, especially coming up against yourselves, where Celtic always tend to find themselves with the most amount of possession. They're always sort of on the front foot. Do you think that will play into your game plan for Sunday, the fact that Hibs will probably come out and have a go, knowing that there's nothing much to lose in a semi-final?
They could, and especially if you see the different game plan for Rangers, they came pressing higher, more aggressive, and they won the game. So he might say that and see, oh, you know, they might struggle pressing, but you know, obviously we will be prepared for high pressing, and then obviously the first time we ever played them, they tried high pressing, and we were 4-1 at halftime because they left a lot of space in behind that we can exploit. So you know, we will try to adjust at that game because we have to, but we won't be, you know, we will have a game plan, a clear game plan, whether they come to us or they just sit deep and make things difficult, because in the game at Benicard, they sit a little bit deeper in a medium to low block, and it was so difficult to break them down. And then they got pace for the counter. So whatever the game plan is, whether they come, we will be prepared for both. And I think, you know, we will be able to have a good game and hopefully impose a good game, and at the end, hopefully we can win the game. Thanks,
Fran. And just for Jodie, the reaction from the girls in the dressing room after that defeat on Sunday, what was it like? Was it almost a case of put this one behind us and drive on, or was there still some kind of words to be said?
You know, don't get me wrong, we're obviously gutted about it. You go out to win every single game, and you know, going 1-0 down in the first couple of minutes is something that we weren't used to. You know, we've not met that sort of territory before. So that sort of showed how we could build, how our character was going to show in that game. And to be fair, I think if the likes of Rangers score in the first couple of minutes, it could absolutely crumble a team. And that didn't happen to us. So we still showed our resilience. We still showed our fight throughout the whole 90 minutes. And I think that's what we can take away from the game. That's what's going to keep our chins up, is the fact that we did fight throughout the whole 90 minutes. You know, like Fran said, we've won 4 out of the 5. It's a decent stat. It's a very, very good stat. And we can still look at that. So yeah, that, you know, there were people, like, you know, not happy about it, of course, but we move, we go again. We've got this Sunday to look forward to. We can't dwell. We haven't got time to dwell on things like that. It's not like we're going to meet them again, and then we can look forward to it then. But now we've just got Sunday to focus on, and that is primarily what we want to think about.
And just one to both of you quickly before we finish up. Obviously, it's a great occasion on Sunday with both games getting played at the same time. Will you have the chance to take a look at the game that's been played beforehand, to maybe take a look at potentially your finalists?
Hoping to. If we've got the time, I think we'll have the ability to maybe get there. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm hoping to get there to see the opposition, but again, it's looking at both of them all at the same time, isn't it? Not knowing who's going to be winning that game, because it's a cup. We don't know who's going to win it. So yeah, hoping to get there to watch it.
I said some free scouting on Sunday, the chance to watch the other game.
Yeah. Obviously, it's one game is at 12 and the other is at 4:30, so we will have plenty of time. But it's to find a balance between, obviously, it's important to see the opposition in case we win, but even more important to focus on our game, because if we don't win our game, then it's irrelevant who win the previous game. So I think very important to focus on us. And it's a game where we are going to need a huge amount of concentration. But this team has shown, as you saw before, we dropped 2 points against the Spartans, and then we went and we played very well against Rangers and we beat them. And that's why we are in the semi-final. And today again, so we are very good at standing up. We play in a brave way. Sometimes we make mistakes, but it's important how we react to these mistakes. And with the defeats, it's the same. It's important how we react to defeats, and I think this is what we are going to see. But for that, we need a lot of concentration. So it will be finding a balance. Maybe it was the first half and then just switch off and focus on our game.
This one's for Fran. Fran, we've seen Gordon Strachan in attendance on Sunday. How closely have you worked with Gordon as he's overseen the women's setup the past few months?
Yeah, he's been a few times at training. Normally, when he comes, the coaches are taking the sessions, so I get the chance to talk to him. He's been great. We talk about football, we talk about our team, about the league. It's every other week at least we saw him there. He has having lunch or breakfast with us before as well. So yeah, he's been supporting us. And I've been talking to him quite a lot. So yeah, it was nice to see him on Sunday. Just a shame that we couldn't make him enjoy with a win.
Yeah, and this one's for Jody. Jody, of course, this Celtic team are very much a team unit. You're very much together. What would it mean for you personally, though, to reach a final, or even better, get some silverware this season?
Personally, it means everything. A chance to win a bit of silverware. You play to win. You play to win leagues. You play to win trophies. You play to win game by game. So. It'd mean an awful lot. I mean, the last trophy I won, I think, was back in 2017. Was a county cup with Loughborough, so it was Lincolnshire County Cup. So it's been a few years since I've had some silverware. So I'd personally love to get to the final. Love a cup, love the big occasions. We're a team unit. We haven't been to a final. The club hasn't been in a final in a while, so I think it'd mean a lot to us as a group of players. We'd want to do it for our manager, because he believes in us. He puts so much belief in us all the time, and the words that he speaks so highly of us. We'd love to do it for him, and obviously for ourselves and for our fans as well, because honestly, the fans make such a difference. If you saw on Sunday. The noise that they were making was just phenomenal, and I love those sorts of atmospheres. I think we want to do it for ourselves, we want to do it for the club, but there's so many more people we want to do it for as well.
Hi Fran, you've led Celtic out in the Champions League already this season. How much would it mean to you personally to win on Sunday and take the team out at Firhill in the cup final in December?
It will mean the world. Really, for me, it's about growing as a team. We know, everyone now in the country, that our type of investment is in constant development, but we didn't start huge. So we got our plans of maybe qualifying for Champions League this or next season, and definitely one of the plans was to win silverware. However, we can do that, we don't know. So the fact that we, in our very first year together, with a very young team, we qualified for Champions League, that was very special. Now, with different players, again, a very young team with a few experienced players, of course, but to be able to get into a final together, that itself, it would be another achievement. I really, really want that. And then if we can win silverware, that would be amazing. That would be itself a success for the season if we manage to win silverware. To do that, of course, we have to do it the Celtic way. We have to be the three best teams in the country right now: Rangers, City. If City manage to beat the Spartans and Hibs. So nothing is easy, but I think it would be very, very special. But it's not right to talk about the final when we have a very difficult game on Sunday against the champions.
Okay, to look backwards, Fran, and how have you had a chance to reflect on the remarkable 25-game unbeaten run? You must be very proud of that.
Yeah, I wish we were talking today about 26 games unbeaten, but unfortunately, how difficult is that? That's including 3 games against Rangers, 2 games against Glasgow City, 4 games against Hibs. It's really, really impressive. It's really impressive. I'm so proud of this group, and in this process, not only we managed to do that, but we lost some key players. We have to replace some key players, while other teams have kept the core player. And we are still competing like we do. We are still winning games in the last minutes like we do. We are still fighting like we do. Of course, today we are talking after a defeat, which we didn't have this for 25 games. But I think it's a better opportunity to learn in the defeats. And as you say, now you look at that and you say, wow, 25 games unbeaten. This is very, very impressive. So yeah, that thing has to give us confidence for the future and make last year, if you remember the defeat against Glasgow City, that was our last defeat. It was our worst game, I think, that we ever played. And since then, we went into an amazing run of 13 games, 12 wins and 1 draw, and going to the Champions League because of that, when we were 5 points behind the top 2. So I am hoping this defeat as well is going to make us stronger. And, we react very well to defeats because, we are not scared to fall down, but it's very important and we get up and we keep going. And I think we show every week that we are a team mentally super strong together, and we are willing to do whatever it takes to succeed for ourselves and for our fans.
Could you give us a quick injury update, Fran?
Well, she reacted well to the game, so she will be fit. We will have to assess Chloe Logan. She got some discomfort in the feet. Hopefully it's nothing. But the rest are okay. Sarah Teagarden is 1 or 2 weeks away, so for Sunday it's going to be too early for her to play. Sarah Hart, excuse me. And the rest are all fit. So Charlie Wellings have a chest infection all last week. So she's been very poorly, but look like she's feeling better. So hopefully she will be fully fit for Sunday.
That's a quick question for Jodie, please. Jodie, you were talking on Celtic TV about not understanding the Scottish accents in the squad last week. But one girl you can understand is Charlie Wellings. How has she settled in, and how impressed have you been with her at Celtic?
Yeah, no, I've struggled for a while, but I'm getting better with the accent. It's just every now and then I'm having to tell a referee to just slow down when you're telling me off so I can understand what you're saying. But yeah, no, I've been dead impressed with her. I think one of the main things that I admire about any player is work rate, and how much they're willing to run. And that's something that she's just does all the time. And one of the things I can't stand about a player is laziness. So she fits into that perfectly well. She will run for us all day long, and she will do her best to create. And you know, her goal to game ratio is something to admire. So yeah, she's fitting in really, really well.